Yo, what's up everybody? Holding Hands with you here. Now, as some of you might know, some of you may not know, this week is Golden Week, so there won't be no chapters, so there will be no Black Clover, One Piece, My Hero, Dr. Stone, Promised Neverland, all those other shouting animes and mangas from Shouting Jump and stuff. They won't be out, but as you see in the title of the video, this is going to be my predictions and theories for Beyond Black Clover 203, the things that I believe might happen or might not happen. But I want to start off this video talking about the Wizard King, the old and the new one. Oh, soon to be new one and the previous one. As we all know, spoilers for those that are not caught up in the manga, you may not want to watch this yet. Go catch up. But for those that are caught up, we all know Julius is gone. He died versus Petra because of that little trick that he did. So now we need a new Wizard King to take his place. Now a lot of people are saying Nazel is going to take the place, or one of the Fringolian family is going to take the place. I'm leaning more towards Fringolian than Yami or Marilonia or Nazel. And even though Nazel has changed and he is a hype character, I still believe he's far from that position of Wizard King, just for the simple fact that he just started to change. He hasn't always been that person of high morale that everyone looked up to and be like, oh wow, and praised him. And we know from the Wizard King himself, he has stated, for you to be the Wizard King, it takes a certain amount of not just power, but more as well. You have to gather your people's more, because a lot of people don't look up to you. They're not going to accept you as king. So it's kind of common sense that even though, yeah, Nazel might be nobility, a high noble at that, and he's very well known, he wasn't really highly liked. Now, Marilonia and her brother Fringolian are a different story. They were highly known and liked. The only difference between them, why I'm leaning more towards the brother than the sister, is that Fringolian, he's more level-headed and he's more calmer, and he treats everyone as equals. Unlike his sister, she's not hot-headed, but she's high-tempered. She's like a female Bakugo from My Hero, so just a little bit more nicer, I would say, depending on how you push her buttons. But yeah, I don't see as good a candidate as they could both make, Marilonia and Nazel. I don't see them becoming Wizard King. Neither of Yami, of course, because one, he's like Kakashi, he doesn't want that boring title. And two, we know Yami as Wizard King won't last long. Plus, he's a peasant, and he really won't be accepted just because of that, sadly. But yeah, in my opinion, I believe it's going to be, when they crown the new Wizard King, is most likely going to be Fringolian, because he matches all the criteria that's needed to become the Wizard King. He's nice, he's kind, he's famous, everyone knows him. He has high level merit. He's beyond captain level now, because besides the fact that he has his own regular fire magic, the Dragon of Fire, who Finna used to control, abandoned her, and now Fringolian has it. So that increases his magic even 10 times fold. So now he's like, he went from being like high captain to like superior captain now. So he should be the strongest captain. Him and Yami and Nazel should be like the strongest three. But I still put Fringolian over Nazel. When it comes to Yami, I kind of put him in the middle between them. I think he's over Nazel, but maybe a little bit weaker than the Fringolian family, or Vermilion family captains. But that's just my opinion. I know other people have their different, if not upset about that. And now when it comes to the old Wizard King, who's now back, I don't think he's going to be back for long, because there was a dialogue that a lot of people, I believe, overskipped when they were reviewing it, and they didn't talk about it. And I'm at fault at this because I didn't really talk about this either. But the Wizard King state, when he was in a dying state, that Nero had basically she had to freeze him in time, like a chrono time stasis. And that's the reason why he was a stone statue and she became a bird for these past 500 years, since that incident when they were fighting the devil. So, if he was in a dying state, that means he's technically still in that dying state. That's why when he got unstoned, there was still certain parts of his body that was like stone wise. So I don't think he's gonna come back to life completely. Not to mention on top of that, he stated himself that he's not at full power. So, and we know that when it comes to Lynch, he doesn't have his grimoire and he's not in full capability of thinking. So they both are like equal terms right now. They both like 50-50 peak, I would say at most. So seeing how they take on this devil, which has a new body and is most likely the same devil that he fought 500 years ago, seeing this rematch where everyone else is going to be there, that's going to be very interesting, because now we're going to get like a pure level gap of how much Asta and Yuna and everyone else in the squads, how far they have to become and how much more they need to be stronger compared to this Wizard King, which is the first original one. Another thing I want to talk about is Mimosa. The Wizard King's sister looks just like Mimosa, and we do know that the Wizard King's sister was the one that married into the elf family. She married Lynch, which is best friends with the Wizard King, so I think Asta and Yuna are probably descendants off of her. And Mimosa is probably descendant of the Wizard King side, so that will technically make them cousins. And I wouldn't be surprised if Mimosa is a reincarnation of Asta's mother. Because if you look at the Wizard King's sister, she looks just like Mimosa. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Vermilion family are descendants of the first original Wizard King, and maybe that's why they consider nobles, because of him. But that's just my prediction on that part. It hasn't been clarified yet, but can't wait to see when that does happen. Because if you look in the flashbacks when Asta was talking to Petri, and he was going through his memories, we saw a young version of Asta and Yuna in those memories, and we saw a girl that looked like Mimosa. So somehow I wouldn't be surprised if Asta and Yuna are not just related to each other, like I said it before, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're both nobles and they're related to the Vermilion family. Since, Lich's wife was the Wizard King's sister, and she looked exactly like Mimosa. And anime logic, when two characters look the same from the same anime, they're usually related by blood. So, another thing I want to talk about is Captain Yami. There's this theory going around, it's not my own, that because his hand got scorched by that sapling tree from the devil, that it's going to be not healable, because it's equal to that high level curse magic. It's beyond that high level curse magic that happened to Asta. If you remember when his arms were both shot and he couldn't use them no more. So supposedly that's going to be the same thing with Captain Yami, but his is not going to be healable no more, and supposedly he would have to step down from his position. I've been hearing that theory a lot, but let's just say I don't agree with that theory at all. I don't think he's gonna step down from his position just because he lost that one arm. Neither do I think that that one arm is going to stay damaged. But hypothetically speaking, let's just say that were the case, that arm is completely damaged, his left arm, and he can't be a swordsman no more, and he can't be a captain. There really is no one in the Black Bulls that can take his place. I mean, Henry maybe, but the problem with Henry is that he's so shy and mellow, and I don't know, he's just like the complete opposite of Yami, and I mean, technically he would be the strongest Black Bull after Yami. Him and Charmy would be up there. Then Asta will be right underneath. Then you got like Luck and Magma under, and then you have Vanessa and Finra under that with what's her name? The main, I forget her name. I don't really like the chick. The main girls in the Black Bulls are like Asta. Noelle. I always forget her name for some odd reason when it's not in front of me. But I wouldn't consider her high tier in the Black Bulls. I say she's mid tier at least, but I know certain people who are gonna have problems with that because of the hype train for Noelle. But yeah, like I was going back to my original point, I don't think there's anyone in the Black Bulls that's ready to take that captain seat yet. So I don't think they're gonna do Nami like that. Yami. I don't think they're gonna do him like that. And like, oh, we're gonna take away your arm and your captain seat. Even if he loses his arm permanently, or can't use it, whatever, I don't believe he's going to like get removed from being a captain. I think he's just going to train even harder to be able to use one-hand sword style of one hand and become even stronger. Or who knows, he might be able to cloak his hand in darkness and use it that way. this is Yami, so we really can't take him out. But yeah, and last but not least, I want to talk about the devil himself. Um, we know he tricked both the humans and the elves to go at each other's throats so he can be reincarnated. Now we just have to wait and see what his true plan is. Is he just wanted to cause destruction? Or is he on some seven deadly sin stuff and he wants to bring back all the demons and devils from his realm to the human world to take over? We want to see what his master plan is and why he's doing all this. I have a feeling though he is going to be taken down by Lynch and the Wizard King, but with everyone else's assistance since they both have half power and they really can't do much. But we have to wait and see in that part. But I just want to know what his motives is. Hopefully his motive isn't something plain and common, like world domination or something like that. I mean, it would make sense since he's a devil, but at the same time, it's kind of cliche and boring. So hopefully there's more to that. But we're just gonna have to wait and see. But that's all I have for you guys. That's my theories and predictions. Tell me down below your theories and predictions and comment what you think is gonna happen and who's gonna be the next Wizard King, and do you think Yami's gonna be an ex-captain after his arm got shot? Or do you think the elves are gonna come back to normal? And that everyone who was elfified is gonna come back to human, and maybe the elves might get their original bodies back? Maybe. For me, I don't think none of the elves are gonna come back at all. I think they're gonna stay extinct. The only difference is that this time they're gonna leave to the afterlife being happy and settling their beef with the humans instead of being angry. But again, that's all I have for you guys. That's my opinions. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Give this video a like. Follow me on Twitter. Link me down below. But that's all I have for you guys. Peace out and have a good one.